Unfortunately, I have two. I was rocking with one for mad long, but then finally I got to the club that I'm working at now. It was finally somebody that who had my name. I ran into a girl with my name one time before, but it was my home club, so I was able to talk her out of it. But this club, she was not with it.
Man, y'all know the face, y'all know the name, man. Y'all tune into the world's greatest podcast. I know a lot of niggas say it before they say they podcast, when they do the intro or whatever, but mine is really the greatest podcast. I honestly believe it. I think you believe it too. But y'all know the face, y'all know the name. Y'all tuned into Talk Ain't Cheap podcast. It's your host with the most, Cletus Real Talk, hashtag be like butter. That's the brand. You know what I'm saying? Everybody can't be butter. That's why they got margarine. That's why they got all that fake imitation stuff, and they clog arteries. Everybody not butter. You know what I'm saying? Everybody ain't made with the cream. Hashtag ain't made with the cream. All right. So we have a special episode. Did you come up with a title yet or no?
No.
All right, that's fine. And I'm gonna let my guest introduce herself, because like I say all the time, I don't like introducing people. I feel like I don't do a great job of it, and as well as I feel like I shortchange people when I try to introduce them. So I'm gonna let you introduce yourself.
Well, I mean, it's not much of an introduction. My name is Goddess, and that's just it.
Goddess, okay. And what is your occupation? I guess we could just start there.
I'm a dancer.
When you say dancer, like you be pop locking?
No, I mean like stripping, nasty, sweaty, pussy out, all that good stuff.
That's
dope. The vibes.
No, that's dope. I fuck with strippers. Like a lot of people know, I'm cool with strippers. Strippers are great communicators. They have the best conversations. I got finessed by a stripper.
Oh man, not surprised there. It happens. It happens to the best. Literally the best. Like you can be the best and still get finessed by a stripper.
What do you like? All right, so being that you are a stripper, right? What about strippers make niggas so weak? Like, what about strippers make people just get finessed so easily?
I think it's the confidence that comes with it. You know what I'm saying? It's like somebody that confident has to have a one track of what they're doing. Like you think that somebody that comes out with you with so much confidence is like, okay, this girl knows what she's doing. She's trying to do this one thing, and you look at it that way. Like, all right, she's a stripper. She's confident. She's here for one thing. But I mean, you can be going after anything. Like strippers, you could be going after anything. Like it's hard to tell,
Nah, I ain't gonna cap. We gonna get into that story because the stripper at Follies, she got me out of here, man. She got me out of here. My pride was at an all-time low after that. I was like, damn. I never thought it would have been me. I never thought I'd be like T-Pain in love with a stripper, but it happened to me. So that shit's foul. So let's start from the beginning, right? So first thing, when did you start stripping?
When I started stripping, I was 20 years old.
20. How old do you know?
I'm be 26 next month.
26. So you about to be veteran. Like
I'm already veteran. Like you hit 5 years and that's it. Like can't nobody tell you shit after that.
I feel that. What made you want to go into stripping?
I never wanted to necessarily go into stripping.
When you said it, like
no, for real, it wasn't like I'm gonna be a stripper. I was too young to dance at like the clubs I was looking into. Like I guess first it was just more like a conversation like between me and my best friend at the time, and we used to be like, oh, we're just gonna go and find the club and start stripping, and it's like easy when it's just a conversation. But we actually did find the club out here on Staten Island, and when we went down there to audition, it was like, I don't know really necessarily how to describe it, but it was barely an audition, to say the least. They hired her as a dancer, and they hired me as a shot girl. So when I first started working in the strip club, I was doing shots. And those are like the little tube shots. They sell them for $2. They give you a rack of them, and you gotta go through those. So when I first started in the strip club, I wasn't necessarily stripping or even necessarily looking to be a stripper. Like, I just was looking to make some money, and once I saw that there were other ways other than stripping to make money in the strip club, that's what I went after. So for the first 2 months of me working in the strip club, I was just a shot girl. Right.
So even before we get there, why a strip club? Like, if you really needed money, then why not work at McDonald's?
I mean,
or something?
I had a job. I was working for PAL, and I was making pretty good money there too. So it's not even necessarily like I don't have money. I guess it was more so like waiting around for the money. Like I have to wait for it. Like I have money, but it's coming. It ain't here yet, and it's always coming. It's never here. So it was that, along with like whatever I was going through at that point in my life, being young and just whatever I was going through. Like I had gotten myself into a small situation, and I thought that it was the end of the world. I was like, I could get no lower than where I'm at right now. So when I was talking to my best friend about stripping, it was just on some like, okay, like I can literally go down there and see what's up, because life couldn't get any worse than it is right now. Like that's how low I was feeling about myself in the moment. I'm like, I'm feeling so low that literally being a stripper or whatever I was initially, like I felt like I belonged there. Like my energy was matching, like, or like my self-confidence was matching, what I assumed to be the self-confidence of a stripper.
That's interesting to tell. So, all right. So you get into the strip club, right? They start you off as a shot girl.
Right.
You said that you realized, like, and your friend is an actual dancer.
She's an actual stripper.
Okay.
Right.
So.
But new though, brand new, like not knowing much, not even having the proper costumes, like just we're winging it. Like we're just winging it, like at this point.
And so what is that like? What is that environment like? Because I could only imagine what it's like to be like the customer or the consumer, because I've been one. But what is it actually like to actually be working in the strip club as a stripper?
I mean, when I first started as a shot girl was the lot, but I don't know if it was that crazy at first. Like when I first got there, I was doing shots. It seemed simple, and like men, they were like men. They were doing what men do inside of a strip club.
What do you mean by that?
I mean, like men were being men. Like men don't go to the strip club to be a fucking gentleman. Like they go there to be who they are. Like who they are.
Explain that, because I think that's so.
Because it's like when you're around a regular girl, like let's say you are at a party with a bunch of your friends, or even in a Starbucks, and you see a girl, you're like, oh man, like that girl is fire. Like her body's crazy. Like I'm on her. The way you would approach her is like with some sort of, let's say, for lack of a better word,
respect or dignity
or standard.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Something like you're just going to make that assumption about her. Like, let's say if she's got on, like, real good clothing, and you want something like, all right, this is a top-notch bitch. Like, let me come at her correct. And you, depending on who you are and how much swag you got or whatever, is depending on how you approach that female. When you're in the strip club, those standards go out the window. The way how you're looking at it is, I'm not worried about, like, your standards. Like you have no standards, because if you had standards, you wouldn't be here. So the only thing I'm worried about is what I came here to do. And whatever that man came there to do is what he's going to come to do. Did I come here to spill my heart out to a stranger? Did I come here looking for a cheap bitch to buy pussy? Like, what did I come here for?
Yeah.
Did I come here to feel good about myself because I want to spend some money and I want to feel like I'm the man? Like, whatever you go seeking is, you know what I'm saying? Like, no man usually never comes to the club because he wants to use his best lines on the bitch. Like, he comes there so he doesn't have to put in that extra effort to get the attention from that female. He knows when I go there, the females are going to be giving me the extra effort to give the attention to me. So usually it's like a role reversal, either a role reversal or a role removal. Like you want to completely take off of the approach. Like you want to completely not even have to worry about how to approach this girl, how, you know what I'm saying, do I present myself to her? Like, how do I make her want me? Like, none of these things you have to worry about inside.
Because all that matters is really the money.
It either matters, like none of that matters because I'm going to pay the girl to make me feel how I want to feel. Or none of that matters because maybe you feel like, you know, these girls aren't looking for
anything past this night or this moment.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a lot. So, all right. So you there in these spaces, right? You working in these clubs, right? Are there like, so when you was doing the shots, were you making good money or was it like? I was
not making good money. So the shot rack has, you know, I can't really remember. Let's just go ahead and say 60 slots. That sounds mostly accurate. It's 60 shots. The shots are $2. Well, when I was doing shots, it was $2. I think they might be $3 now. But I have to pay for the rack. I have to pay for the alcohol.
Yeah.
So before I even make $1, I have to spend $50 for the rack. $50, $55, something like that. It's 60 shots in there. So that means if, you know what I'm saying, they were all $1, I'd only make 10. But since they're $2, you know, you figure you double it. So it's $120 now. That seeming like it makes a lot of sense. But this is a strip club. It's no rules here. Nobody actually has to buy those for $2.
Yeah.
No one actually has to buy them at all. So you find yourself, you know what I'm saying, maneuvering, finessing, trying to figure out how the fuck to get rid of these shots. Like maybe you take $1 off, or maybe you give one out for free, or maybe you, and that's all like a loss to you because you have to pay for that. So it's like you need the $2 a shot to even make money. But that's just to make maybe double the money that you've already spent. Like, how do you actually make a profit?
Yeah.
And that's where you start to realize, am I a shot girl? Like, or am I like, you know what I'm saying? Like, am I like, why am I even a shot girl if I have to sit here and play the same finesse that these strippers are playing? Like, why am I even wasting my time paying $50 for a fucking rack of shots when the house fee is $60?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Just to dance and potentially make like $500, $600, $700.
Exactly. I see these girls on the stage, men are giving them money showers. I'm fucking walking around with this stupid ass
costume with this little ass fanny
right,
pack.
little stupid ass bag talking about, do you want a shot? Don't nobody want them bum ass shots. Nobody wants them. Nobody. Believe me. I don't even know why they set girls up for the kill like that. Nobody wants those shots. It's just a way for the club to make extra money. They don't really care how you go about selling them. The only thing they worry about is if they're getting paid. They don't give a fuck if you get paid. Why should they give a fuck about that? That has nothing to do with them. They don't have to pay you hourly. You know what I'm saying? So they don't give a fuck if you make money. The only reason why they do those shots, I believe, is just another way to sell alcohol at the bar. That's it. You fucking charge me $50 for a rack, and it's probably not even $50 worth of alcohol in it. Like, what are you charging me for, a juice? And the customers know that. They know that already. I didn't know that because I'd never been a shot girl or even seen a rack. These customers who come to this club all the time, they know the vibes. They don't want nothing to do with my shot rack. They don't give a fuck. The only way they'll buy my shots is if they're fucking with me as an individual, or if one of the dancers fuck with me as an individual and they're just on some like, oh, I'll take a shot. Nobody wants those shits. So it's just it's like, you know?
It's like a hustle. It's just a hustle.
It's just a little hustle, but it's more exploitation, I think, than it is a hustle, because you end up exploiting yourself more than you getting paid. You know what I'm saying? Like, you here to sell $2 shots. Somehow you end up shaking ass and all types of other shit trying to get these shots off. It's like, am I a shot girl or I'm a stripper? Like, which one is it?
Is that like basically like with bottle service girls? Like, a lot of them are like, do they have to tiptoe that fine line often as well?
Yes. It gets no, honestly, it's like, it's no finer line than working with strippers. It's like, men are not going to settle for you doing nothing, sitting around being whack while there's bitches in here with pussy out. Like, you have to somehow get to where those bitches are at minusculely to even get the attention from the men. Like, they ain't here for no bartender. They could have went anywhere to talk to a bartender. They ain't here for no $2 shots. They could have fucking went to Fridays and got a $2 margarita. Like, they're not here for that.
That's a fact.
They here for one reason and one reason only.
That pussy.
That's it.
That pussy.
However they acquire that pussy is between them and God, but that's what they there for. That's what they're there for.
So
like, if you're not there for that, then I can't even imagine.
So at what point did you decide that you didn't want to be a shot girl no more?
Very quickly. I was a shot girl for maybe a month. You know what I'm saying? But I was blinded by, like, what looked like easy money. Like, I see these men throwing this money on the stage, but I don't know what these girls are going through to get this money from these men. Like, that's not even registering in my brain at that moment. In the initial moments, it was on some, like, I got the wrong fucking job in this spot. Like, I'm playing myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, what I need to be doing is, if I'm in here with all this money going around, I need to be getting that money. Like, I could get this regular money that I'm making right now. I can get this at work. I had a job. You know what I'm saying? So at this point, I'm stretching myself entirely thin. You know, even trying to work at this club. And I feel like I'm not even getting all the money that I could be getting.
Okay.
So me watching other bitches' pockets, which is your first mistake in the strip club, you know what I'm saying, put me in the position to where I felt like, oh, I can do that, or I can start stripping. Being that the managers already knew me, they didn't even audition me. They just threw me right on the stage. Like,
so what is an audition to be a stripper like? An audition is
basically the way the managers observe you, see if you can dance, see what your body's like. Are you hairy? Do you smell? You know what I'm saying? Things like that. Like, they have to know that about these girls. Like, you can't just see a beautiful girl walking there fully turtleneck and fucking Ugg boots and be like, yeah, you got the job. You don't know what this girl looks like underneath her clothes. Like, you want to make sure that you're staying up to par. You know what I'm saying, with the women that are in your establishment. At least I would hope that that's what they're attempting to do with the audition.
That sounds super degrading.
Not necessarily, though, because if I was a club manager, I wouldn't just want a pretty girl up on the stage. It takes more than being pretty. Like, I'm a dancer. Like, can you dance? Being pretty is not enough. Like,
that's facts. I get it.
Like, are you going to entertain my customers? Are you going to get them to fucking drop $1,500 out their account? Like, being pretty is not enough for that. Having a nice body is not even necessarily enough for that.
Yeah,
you know what
a lot
I'm
of
saying?
them got like the plastic surgery and shit.
My nigga, fuck that. Some guys don't even like that shit. It's not even about that. It's about what do you have to make customers spend money? What are you gonna show me that I can just on an instant by looking at you tell that you're gonna be able to make me money? They don't give a fuck about you making money. Can you make the club money? Are you beneficial to the club?
Because without the club, you have no job.
I mean, without customers, nobody makes money.
Get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, without customers, nobody makes money, especially without dedicated customers who's in there spending money. Like, you don't want niggas in here giving little tips. You want niggas spending money. Like, you want it to be what it's supposed to be. We don't want this to be on some, why is anybody here? Why are we all here just drinking beer at the bar? Like, you want it to be a motherfucking snake pit where niggas is getting crazy and doing shit that they ain't got no business doing and running and swiping up cards and, know what I mean, praying that their wife don't get the fucking credit card bill. Like, that's what you want. That's what makes it the environment that it's been, or that's what makes it the environment that we identify with. Like, we don't fucking think of upstanding citizens in the strip club. We think of niggas getting wild and spending cash. That's what we think of. Like, we're not thinking of regular, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can go to a regular bar and find a nigga to buy me a drink. I can go to a regular bar, me as a dancer, and find a nigga to trick off me. I don't need that. I need more than that. And that's what the environment of the strip club is for. It's supposed to make you go harder than you would go on a regular day. I don't think any of us dancers have problems finding men to do what we want them to do. But we need the club come in to make sure we do. It's the club to create the environment that's going to make a man go harder than he would usually go. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, so now you're at this point that you realize, hey, fuck this shot glass shit.
Like, fuck this shit. I'm gonna start stripping.
I'm gonna start stripping.
It's just titties out. Like, it ain't that bad. You know, I'm thinking like, oh, it's just topless. Like, it's not that bad. Like,
at what point, like, so before you take a step further, like, how does your family feel about this?
I mean, so I have 4 brothers, a crazy, like, tough mom, and a dad who loves me down. So naturally, my family's not gonna even understand why I found myself there. Also, like, I came from, like, a pretty promising, you know, at that point, I had done some pretty promising things. Like, I had acted on 42nd Street. You know, like, my fucking community service papers were triple, double. Like, you know, like, my credentials were...
Or they need to be, yeah.
For a young lady, you know, they were promising. So not only would nobody not want me there, but they probably wouldn't have even found an understanding as to why I even found myself there. Like, people were probably, like, my biggest fear was on some, like, everybody...
Gonna judge you.
Yeah, being judged and being misunderstood. Because on some, like, one thing is being judged, but it's like, you know, that's what people do all day. Being misunderstood is the worst part about it. Because it's like, I know for a fact nobody's not going to be listening to whatever explanation I have for being a stripper. Like, nobody's jacking it. No one. No one's going to, you know what I'm saying?
Because I would think, like, yo, if it got that bad, you know, your peoples would hold you down, or, you know, you could get another job.
I mean,
you know,
get
something.
people to hold you down to what end? You get another job to what end? I'm fucking supposed to work myself like a slave. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm supposed to stay here and work 2-3 jobs like a slave. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just where I was at with it. Like, I always been like a little bit like, oh, you know, this society is built for us to fail type anyway. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I never, as ambitious as I've been in my life, which anybody who knows me personally can't even argue or would not even bother to argue. It's like, as ambitious as I am, I never had the ambition to fucking be a slave or to work myself like a fucking slave. Like, that's never been there for me. I've worked hard and worked my fingers to the bones, but not not even necessarily for money. I've done things for my community. I've done things for my family. But I'm not going to let no money run me like no slave, because I don't get nobody nowhere but dead. You know what I'm saying? You work all that hard, and you still be broke. You still be fucked up. Know what I mean? So it's like, to what end? I didn't really see, you know what I'm saying? Because I had a job. I have a family. Was it necessarily going great for me? Clearly not. But I had all those essential things that would make you say, oh, well, if you have this and you have that, what would make you become a stripper? But that goes back to my original statement. It wasn't even so much of the money that I didn't have, but the self-esteem that I didn't have. It was a point in my life where I felt like I was so low, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it could get no lower. Like, being a stripper couldn't bring me any lower than where I was already at.
And at that moment, being a stripper is like, okay, I'm low, but at least I know that I'll make all this money. I don't have to really work on somebody else's schedule.
Right.
And I see my money every day, and I'm getting paid off of weak men or just men being men.
It doesn't even matter whether it's men or women. I'm getting paid for what I'm doing in the moment. Right now, as I'm doing it. I don't have to fucking sit around and wait for somebody to tell me, okay, here's your money now.
Yeah, wait 2 weeks.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
like,
I get it.
Life don't wait 2 weeks. And I wasn't even in a situation to where life was even bringing me there yet. You know what I'm saying? I was going through things. And when I think back on them, I was going through things. But it was extreme for me to say, I'm going to be a stripper. That was extreme.
Could you have handled... Well, we'll get to that point. So, you're now in the strip clubs. You dancing, all that stuff, right?
Right.
Do you remember your first dance? How was your first time on stage dancing?
Yo, my first time on stage, I cannot forget it. I had stupid long braids, like, down to my knees. Like, they were long.
Oh, shit.
And I didn't even have on, like, a stripper costume. I had on, like, regular lingerie. I was fucking shook. Like, I was fucking scared. I didn't even know if I could dance. They didn't audition me. They just threw me on the stage. Like, I didn't even know if I was gonna, like, take it or not. But there was nobody not in there. So I did my little dance. Nobody was even really there to watch me. But in my heart, like, everybody was there. It was nerve-wracking. And, ooh, my body was hurting. Fucking around with that pole. It's like, you didn't even know what to do with it when you first see it. You're just like, do I hold it? Like, it was nerve-wracking. And when I first took my top off, like, it was like being a virgin all over again. It's like nobody never seen my titties before. You know? So it was for me, definitely exactly what you would think it's gonna be. It was no less than that, my first dance. But it wasn't really many people there. It was only like 2 or 3 customers tops, like, at that time. I don't remember what day of the week it was, nothing. But I just remember it was only a minuscule amount of people there.
Did you make money?
My first set, probably like a couple dollars going around the stage. Like, probably not even nothing crazy. I don't even really remember how much money I made that first night. I probably wasn't much, though, realistically, because I don't know nothing about what I'm doing. I don't know nothing about how to hustle these men. I don't know nothing, like, but what I've been seeing looks like what they're doing. Like, I'm just right now going off of hearsay. It's my first time in the locker room, and the locker room is the real fucking whoopty. That's when you really hear the crazy shit, you know.
So, like, what's the locker room like, and what's the craziest thing you ever heard?
I can't even...
think
of the craziest thing I've ever heard.
So, alright, so what's the locker room of a strip club like?
The locker room of a strip club is like fucking the locker room of like how you envision like a male's football locker room, but with women. And oh my god, the locker room is just, it's no locker room like that locker room. Like, people, they want to do shows about strippers and shit like that. Like, do a show about the motherfucking locker room. Who gives a fuck about what actually goes on outside of it? Because all the real juice comes inside. The fights, know what I mean? The gossip, everything happens in there. The personal stories, people being there talking about their whole personal lives. Like, I've heard some extreme shit in the locker room. Like, I can't even, like, gather a few of them. It's always so extreme. Like, when I work it's so real that, like, when I even get to a new club and I get in the locker room, I do my best to not even be seen or heard, because I don't even want nobody, like, trying to drag me into this fucking locker room bullshit. The locker room is like the most dangerous part of the strip club, aside from the VIP room. The locker room, because I mean, that's where it all goes down. That's where, you know what I'm saying? That's where it all goes down, the locker room. That's where the house mom is at. That's where the managers come in. That's where all the dancers are at, spilling, talking about the other customers, talking about the other dancers. The house mom's talking about the management. Like, everything goes down in the locker room. Everything. It's no ends. People coming in talking about their personal problems. And you can only imagine, you know what I'm saying? So the locker room is wild. It's wild.
Because I'm not going to lie, I did see a video on Twitter of these two women fighting, like, talk about, yo, you stole my tips or something like that.
I'm going to say something right now. I mean, like, some women, they just don't have any class. You know what I mean? I've argued with dancers before. I try my best not to, especially over money, because, you know, I just have a little bit too much. I want to not even say pride, but class for that. Like, that's how I would describe it. I'm not arguing with you over $30. Like, I'm not fighting you over $30. But bitches will try to fight you over $30, or females will do the corniest shit in front of, like, a customer for the most minuscule amount of money. Or let's just not even say it's minuscule. Like, let's say it's big money. Let's say it's $1,000. You know what I'm saying? What I'm going to do, fight you right here in front of the customers? Some girls would. But me, most bitches, 85% of us are going to wait till we see your ass in the back and ecstatic. Because if we fight right now, nobody gets paid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
so people really be, like, these women really be beefing.
Shaking.
Over, like, money.
Yes. Sometimes big money, sometimes little money.
Like, but how does that even come about? Like, what? Someone just dances in front of the nigga and the nigga start fucking with the other girl?
It could happen many ways. Like, the most common is, like, if you got a customer and he want to fuck with me and you're mad that he wants to fuck with me. And you want me to not fuck with him, but I'm going to fuck with him because fuck you. He wants to give me money. I'm taking it. I don't care about you. I'm not here for you. You know what I'm saying? And if you're really a grabby bitch who don't give a fuck about nothing, you're definitely not going to give a fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you're going to, right in front of my face, come up to who I'm with, sit with them, steal a conversation, whatever, however it is that you do it. Come up to them, start dancing, make them throw money that was for me on you. That's automatic beef. Whether I dress it or not, clearly you're disrespecting me. Like, or clearly you have no respect, like, for what I have going on over here. And I mean, you don't necessarily have to. Like, you don't have to.
That's crazy.
There's no rules there.
I might have got somebody's ass whooped one time.
Might have. You know what I'm saying? Sis. Like, you might have. It's possible.
My bad, sis. You capped. But it's on her because she capped. She was telling me, yo, that's another thing. Women in strip clubs be selling me the dream. I didn't know there was rules, regulations, and an etiquette to strippers. So the first time I went to Follies in Atlanta, right? I walked in, my cousin gassing me up. Yeah, he from New York. So all the girls around me already like, oh yeah. The first lady was talking to me kind of aggressively. I just wasn't feeling it. I didn't come here for that. Right. She was like, I know you from New York. Throw that money on me. You feel like I'm in.
Yeah, some women are very aggressive like that.
And I'm like, yo, sit your ass down. I don't even know you. Like, your ass big
relax.
as hell. I could tell it ain't real, and you not even fire like that. So I curved her. Then this young lady came through. She started dancing on me, right? But she was talking that nice talk. She was saying, yeah, I'm here stripping because I went to Spelman, and now I'm working to get to my master's at Georgia State.
Oh, my God.
And my God, she sold me that dream so well.
She probably didn't even go to Spelman.
She probably didn't go to school, man. She's like, yeah, I'll go to Spelman. I'm working right now. I just graduated. I'm doing this to pay off my loan. I'm about to go get my master's at Georgia State in philosophy. And yo, when I say she got me, she was cuddling on me. She was rubbing my beard.
Oh, that was getting you.
Putting my hands through the waves, titties on the face.
Yeah.
I was like, Jesus.
She was committed to her.
I was like, I understand why Drake said you don't gotta do this. Like, I understood. I was trying to take out the club then and there. Then I made it rain on her. So the first thing I didn't know is that you have just because she's around, you have to pay her per dance. I didn't know that. So she just kicking it with me. Next thing you know, 4 songs go. And songs like 3 minutes.
$20 a dance?
No. It's Follies.
That's Atlanta.
It's Follies. It's $10.
Atlanta, period. Yeah, it's way cheaper for dances out there.
$10. You gotta be humble. Some of them
even be $5 out there in Atlanta.
Yeah, listen, right. And they be having good ass chicken wings. The food in that strip club go lit. Very.
That's important.
Very.
Right.
Very. I'll have a business meeting in the strip club.
Right. A lot of people do it too.
I'm already knowing. So first of all, fellas, if you don't know, if you've never been to a strip club, depending if you're in Atlanta, off the dump is $10 a dance. You have to pay $10. And a dance is really just a song. So it's like 3.
And you better hope the song is in the beginning when you start dancing, or it's clipped for you.
Oh yeah, you catch it in the middle. Yeah, you still gotta pay her. So it's like 3-minute songs, maybe not even that long. Sometimes it's like 2 minutes.
Or the DJ. Some DJs don't even play whole songs.
Facts.
Right.
So boom, that's the first one. Then if you make it rain, fellas, don't make it rain on no stripper, bro. I don't mean to fuck up these queens' money. Please don't
That's
be.
exactly what you're doing. That hate is real.
I'm gonna tell you why. Any money that you throw is considered a tip. You still have to pay per song. You have to. So what happened with me? My cousin. Shout out to my cousin. I don't even want to throw my cousin. One of my cousins, man. One of my cousins. God bless my family. One of my cousins, man. He took me out there and he gave me bread. He's like, you know what? Because you never been to Atlanta. Hey, I want to show you a good time. I was like, yo, that's why I love my cousin so much. So he gave me some bread. So yeah. You know, I never made it rain before. I just wanted to do it one time.
It's fun, right?
Oh, it's lit. It's lit, especially when it's not your bread. When it's not your, you feeling that nigga. So
even when it is your bread, it still feels good.
I threw it on her, and then Shorty was like, "Oh, okay, so you owe me $70 on top of that." I threw like $70. I threw like $70, $75. Then she told me I owe her $75. I was like, wait, take the water off the floor. My cousin looked at me like, oh, hell no, he didn't say that.
Right.
He looked at me like, oh, man, you fucking up the vibes. I'm not no stripper connoisseur. I never been here. He come at me like, nah, my nigga. Yo, he pull out more money like, yo, my bad. Take that. Here's the 70 for you. And then
why he didn't warn you then since he got so much fucking advice?
Cause he just thought I'm cool. So he just thought that I was cool, point blank, period. Not thinking that like I'm cool 90% of the time, but when it comes to the stripper shit, I'm like a 5.
50% of strippers are actually gonna tell you that. They rather finesse you, know what I mean?
Bro, it was so bad. Shorty came back to me. I heard her grab her. She's like, nah, I'm done. I'm done playing with you. She was like, I'm done with you for the night. I don't even want to do you like that. I was like, damn. She was already $200, and she wasn't even fire. She was one of them little cute girls.
Yeah, she wasn't fire.
She wasn't.
Niggas spent $200 and now she wasn't fired.
She wasn't.
Niggas killed me.
Nah, she wasn't.
It doesn't matter if she was fired. You gave her $200.
I know. She was cute.
At that point, it doesn't even matter who's fired or not. You gave me that bread.
That's why I don't respect the hot girls. No, I'm joking. But that's just some things that I learned, man. And then I also learned that, yo, real talk, if you shit on a woman, not shit on her, but you don't give her no attention, low key, I make her want you more sometimes. It'd be weird as hell.
I would hope that's not the case in the strip club, because I'm not here for attention. I'm here for you to pay me, and if you ain't giving me bread, I'm out.
But if I got the bread and I look like I got the bread and I'm not paying you no mind. I don't care if you got it.
Are you giving it to me?
True, I agree.
Are you gonna give it to me? Shorty
was like on some. I think there was one shorty. She's like 27, so she's like a little older in the club type shit. She's like, how old do I look? Am I still beautiful? I said,
wow.
Yeah.
There's that self-esteem that I'm talking about. That's that shit that I'm talking about right there.
Do you think a lot of strippers have like low self-esteem?
I won't necessarily say low self-esteem, but definitely low self-respect. I think a lot of strippers have self-esteem, because you need self-esteem to be naked in front of strangers. But I mean, a lot of dancers are lacking that self-respect. Sometimes it goes hand in hand, you know?
That's interesting. I never thought about it that way.
Yeah, because you got to be some type of nut to be a stripper. Like, no regular bitch. If that's the case, everybody would be a stripper. All girls would be strippers. They wouldn't even bother working regular jobs if it was a job for regular bitches. It's not jobs for regular bitches. It's jobs for bitches who have got enough balls to fucking, know what I mean? Be out there naked and look at you like you the one bugging.
I felt that.
Right.
So, all right. So you stripping now, right? You're doing your thing. At what point did you start getting the hang of it?
Long time. I didn't even attempt to climb a pole until like my 8th month of being a stripper.
Really?
Yeah, it was almost a year in before I even attempted to climb a pole. So it took me a while because I was young and I was innocent and I was stupid and I didn't really necessarily know what I was getting myself into. But once I had realized what I had gotten myself into, I had made the decision that I'm either going to do it or I ain't. Like, go hard or go home. You're not gonna do it,
yeah. So you in, right? Now you a stripper. Like the streets, I don't know if the streets know, but like people, like the strip clubs.
It wasn't too long before my family found out. It wasn't too long because I was doing dumb shit, like coming home drunk, leaving bags of money, coming home drunk, leaving bags of stripper costumes, like just being drunk, doing dumb drunk shit.
Do you have is it like normal for like strippers just be super drunk when they do that shit? Like is that the easiest way to go about doing it?
I mean, it definitely takes the edge off. Some girls drink, some girls smoke. You know, it's your vice, but most clubs serve alcohol, so that's what it's really about. And the managers want you to sell drinks. They want you to sell drinks. They want you to drink. They want your customers to drink with you so that the club makes money.
Mm-hmm. So at the end of the day, the whole end goal of this whole thing is the club has to make their bread.
Yeah, they don't give a fuck if you're drunk or not.
They don't give a fuck about you, point blank period, as long as the money's coming.
Most of the time. Most of the time they don't.
Okay.
I mean, because a lot of the time bitches don't give a fuck about themselves. Like, who am I going to come in here and care more about you than you do? So after a while, it just becomes the overall theme. Like, I ain't worried about these bitches. Like, are they making money or not?
Yeah. No, I feel that. So, that's interesting. So, at this point, you dancing, you 6 years in now.
I'm 6 years in now.
You're 6 years in now.
Right.
Was there ever a moment that you're like, I'm out, I don't want to do shit anymore?
I tried to quit stripping like 2 times. First time, what was the first time I tried to quit stripping? I think the first time I just was bugging out, doing mad drugs, doing dumb shit. I was like, I need to like take a break. And then the second time I stopped stripping, I was in a relationship, and I was like, I'm never gonna be anybody's wife.
So let's talk about that. Relationships, like actually falling in love with a stripper. Like, good
luck. You're gonna need it.
Why do you say that?
Because if you fall in love with an actual stripper in strip mode, you're fucked. Know what I mean? Because she's never going to expect you to hold her to no higher standard. She's going to expect you to just be okay with what she's doing. And that's that. If you ain't okay with it, then bye.
I don't know how men... I mean, I understand if it's just your occupation. And I know a lot of men sometimes go into strip club, even though they, like, and just basically bless their girl. Like, just being there. Like, she'll spend time with him and he'll be blessed.
That's stupid, though, because just give me that. You shouldn't come to my job to give me money. You should just give me money. Why come here and give me money? What is it exactly that you're accomplishing at the same time as coming here? Because like, if you're my man, you shouldn't have to come to the club to give me money. If you feel like you're gonna give me money, just give it to me.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe I won't come to the club.
That's fair.
Some men like that. They like having a girl that's a stripper. Some men they like that, or some men.
I don't know. Niggas is weird, bro.
Niggas are weird.
So what's
I feel like as a stripper, you should never come here and want me to be with you.
So. What is like? Cause I see some strippers dance on some ugly motherfuckers.
I don't give a fuck what you look like, as long as you don't stink. If you stink, it's clip. I'm not doing that.
And I know a lot of strippers let you touch on them in all different places.
That's not what I'm doing personally. You know what I'm saying? I'm not letting you get mad crazy. Because a man's gonna do what you let him do. Like, if you let him stick his fingers up your pussy, that's what he gonna be doing in there.
I know niggas be eating pussy.
I don't want no nigga touch my pussy. Don't touch my pussy. I don't know where your hands have been.
I do got a question. Do strip clubs, like, and I'm not saying sell pussy in the name of like stripping, but like, cause that VIP room, them private rooms, I know niggas. It depends
on the type of club you're in.
I know niggas is fucking.
It depends on the type of club you're in. My club is very adamant on not fucking in VIP rooms. They got cameras in there, everything. They're very adamant on that. But I've worked in some clubs where there's no cameras in there, and they want you to push the rooms.
Word.
They want you to push the rooms. Or sometimes in some clubs, the rooms are the only way you make money, because niggas ain't there to tip bitches. They're there to fuck. It depends on the club and the environment that the managers create. They know what they're doing. And when you're working there, you know what type of club you're working for. If you know what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? You know what type of club you're working for. You know what they want from you. It's very easy to tell.
How?
Easily. By what they tell you when you get hired. They'll say, VIP rooms, like if they want you to push rooms, they'll tell you they want you to push rooms, basically. If they don't want solicitation, they'll be very adamant on no solicitation. Like my club, they're very adamant on no solicitation. Like, you cannot sell pussy in that club.
Nah, I feel that.
Like, they're not even trying to make it a loophole or like a small slither where you can get around the rules and sell pussy, because it's going to be clipped for the club. Like my club, you can't sell pussy in there because it's a full new club and undercover cops are in there all the time. In certain clubs, undercover cops go there as patrons so you can sell pussy because they know that ain't nobody, you know what I'm saying?
It's all about the relationship the club owners basically have with those in power.
They know what they're doing. They know the environment that they're creating off rip. And you know the environment that you're in. And if you don't, then you're an idiot.
Yeah, I'm already knowing.
Whatever happens to you.
I'm already knowing. Who's somebody you seen at a strip club that you was surprised as hell to see?
Like a person?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I can't really say anybody really catch me that much off surprise. I've seen my brother's best friends in there. I've seen my cousins in there. I've seen celebrities. I've seen all types of people. So I feel like at a point you just become desensitized. Like, who even is surprised anymore? I expect anybody to walk in there.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes I'll be expecting, you know what I'm saying? Like, anybody. Like, literally. Like,
You ever seen like a pastor in there?
never seen a pastor. When I
Okay.
worked with children, my biggest fear was seeing like one of the parents in there.
Yeah.
But that's never happened to me either. But I'm sure it
It
happened.
happens. Yeah, most
Right.
definitely. That's crazy.
Right.
So, okay, where am I at? Because I'm taking it all in as I go. What's some advice that you'd give young women who'd want to pursue stripping?
Don't do it.
But you sound like, I ain't gonna lie, you sound like, I guess a good question that we haven't touched is how much money have you, like what's the most amount of money you walked out of with a strip club, at the strip club?
I mean, I work in regular ass clubs. You know, I don't work in crazy, stupid celebrity clubs. So, I mean, I walked out with, I probably make like $1,000, $1,100. Like, that's great. Thank you. I'll be back tomorrow to try to hit again. So, I mean, it's realistic money. It's not unrealistic money. But
Wait, in a day?
In a day, yeah.
Like, how many hours?
I mean, who even knows how many hours? Who even knows? It's not even an hour thing. It's just how well the club's doing that day. Like, I can make that money in 2 hours. I can make that money in 8 hours.
Jesus.
As long as I fucking make it that day, who gives a fuck how many hours it is?
That's
Who's worried
facts, 'cause
about
niggas
hours?
not
I don't
making
get paid
that.
hourly, so I'm not even counting hours.
Yeah, because niggas not even making that in a week or 2 weeks.
Right. Exactly.
So you make
So even if I only go to work and make $100, you didn't make $100 today. You didn't make $100 today. You didn't make $100 today.
and it's tax free.
And I'm discontent with that.
And it's tax free.
Right. Not necessarily. Some clubs will allow you to document your income so you can pay taxes if you're in fear that you will end up inevitably having to pay. This is a new day. It's 2019. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can file for taxes as a stripper. So you can't necessarily say you don't pay taxes. It depends on the club you work in.
Mm-hmm.
Some of them don't ask for social security cards. If they don't ask for a social, it's not going to be anything tax related there. If they're asking for a social, you can file for taxes, pay them however much money you make depends on however that goes.
So does the money that you make solely depend on how much dancing you do, or
It can
like?
depend on anything. It's so many different aspects that go into you making money.
All right, so break it down. What are the different aspects of making money within a strip club, and then or how does the strip club make its money?
So the strip club makes its money off of the dancers
Only the dancers
in the bar.
in the bar. That's it.
That's pretty much it. Yeah.
What about in the private rooms?
Okay, let's go ahead and say the bar, the private rooms, and the dancers. But you need the dancers to sell the private rooms. You can't sell the private rooms without the dancers.
And the food, if you have popping food.
I guess, yeah. Let's go ahead and say food. Yeah, we can say food.
So, so from what I'm hearing, strip clubs, for people who may want a strip club in the future, just anybody who's listening, it's the bar, obviously the strippers /
private
private
rooms.
rooms,
And I guess the food, yeah,
Food.
food's important.
and admission. Because I know some strip clubs do charge an admission fee
All
to
strip
get in.
clubs should charge an admission. What they need to all do is charge a drink minimum. You know what I'm saying? Because then that takes the pressure off of me having to sell your alcohol. I'm not
Yeah,
a fucking bartender. Why should I have to sell drinks?
I feel that. That's smart. I get that completely. And then, how do the strip club really make the money off the strippers?
Because we pay a house fee.
And the house fee, how does that work
The
out?
house fee includes the payment for the house mom, the DJ, and whoever else they feel like paying out of it. So that gets the club out of having to pay their expenses. They don't have to pay the employees. We're paying them.
I got you. So, what is a typical fee that a stripper would have to pay?
On Fridays, the most minimum I'm going to pay in the club that I currently work at is $40. Every hour it goes up drastically. So it goes from $40, dressing on the floor by 8. If I get there after 8, it goes to $70. Up into 10. After 10, it's $90.
Jesus
After
Christ.
10, it goes to $110. And it keeps going up, $120, $130, just as time goes by.
How do people, and they just basically, once you win, they basically clock you that you win.
Yeah, they clock you in. Now, every day, like, everybody's using fingerprints now. Like I said, it's a new day. You know, people using fingerprints, we're logging in. You know, they try to even make us stay a certain amount of hours, which gets conflicting with the laws of the state. It gets conflicting. You can't, excuse me. If
No, you're
I
good.
sign as an independent contractor, you can't make me stay here. Especially if I pay you. But some clubs will try to anyway.
So, has you ever seen something like the club will be like, oh, yeah, you're supposed to pay this, but I need you to pay this on top of that?
No. There's some clubs that will try to force you to tip them.
What do you mean by that?
Like, the managers try to force you to tip them. Like, if they see you make a certain amount of money on the floor, they'll ask for a tip. But they can't charge you extra house fee.
So what if you don't tip them?
Then they fire you.
Jesus.
Most likely. I can't imagine them not firing you.
And a tip could be like, what is it? What is a tip?
I'm assuming the tip is like minuscule, at least $20. Like they want at least $20. But I feel like if you're asking for a tip, then you want more than $20. You probably want like $50 or $100 or something.
That's OD. I mean, it's not OD, but it's kind of like...
In a way it is, in a way it's not. I mean, managers got to deal with shit too. Like, their jobs are not easy. You know, these women can be crazy. Strippers can be fucking nuts. And it does leave things out of a manager's job description to deal with, or things that could be borderline illegal to deal with. Like, you know, so sometimes these managers don't be beat. You know what I'm saying? Like, you put them in a position to where they can be in trouble or the club can be in trouble. They want money. And sometimes they're just assholes and they want money. It just really depends. You know, like everything is based off of the type of dancer you are and what you can give to the club, what you can provide to the club. Mm-hmm. That's how I look at it.
I wonder if there's like a stripper union.
No.
That they... yeah,
that would never work. And I'm going to tell you why, not even to cut you off. Because all they're going to do is find strippers that are not unionized and that's it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, these are not jobs you need qualifications for. So you can't say, oh, I'm so qualified that I'm going to fucking join a union, and if you don't appreciate me, no one's going to come to work. No. Women are always going to be willing to take their clothes off for money.
No, I feel that.
So why unionize? Why even deal with that when you can just find the next bitch that's going to do it without the union? And they're always going to be there. Mm-hmm. Like, this job has no qualifications. Some clubs have no standards for their women at all. You can be disgusting body odors. Some clubs.
Yeah, niggas will pay it. Niggas will pay it.
Yes, they will. Because if they weren't, then men, like, clubs wouldn't do it.
Nah, you're right. Are there things that women do to stand out, like in strip clubs, or?
I mean, the way I try to stand out is just by my dancing. I work, like, I'm a pole dancer. I've injured myself many of times. To be the dancer that I am now. And that's how I stand out. Because I'm skinny, I'm dark skinned, so men will front of me because I'm dark skinned, or they'll front of me because I'm skinny. Really? Yes. Like, men will get up and walk away from the stage sometimes, like, and I know I dance better or I look better than who was on the stage prior to. Really? So, I mean, yeah, that's what I do as an individual. Sometimes that works for me, being skinny and dark skinned, depending on the club I'm in. They will eat that up. Depending on the club I'm in, they will not. It just depends on where I'm at and what environment the club is creating.
I feel that. Have you ever felt like you were in danger working clubs?
No. I've never personally felt like I was in danger inside of a club. That's why most women sell pussy in VIP. They feel safe. Like, they're like, oh, I'm in the club with people who I know are going to protect me. I don't have to worry about being, like, in my house in a weird place with a stranger and, like, you know, expecting him to just pay me because he's supposed to. So a lot of women feel more comfortable inside of the clubs than they do doing what they do outside of the clubs. You don't necessarily, you would say, like, you would start to wonder, well, if you have to pay all this money, why work in the club at all? Like, you can just get customers and do that shit outside of the club. But then it becomes dangerous. Who's going to make sure that these men are holding up their end of the bargain? You know, even if it's just a dance, some men will just try to pay you just for a private party, and it's just a regular party, and ain't nobody looking to buy pussy, but who's to promise they're going to pay you?
Yeah, that's facts. Because I was going to say, do you do, like, private events? Cause I know, like, I know a couple of my mans, they try to do private strip. Like,
I'm a crazy bougie-ass stripper. Like, I'm not doing private events for anybody I don't know personally, like, outside of the club. I would do a private event for a friend, and I would grab a few girls, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not doing no private party for anyone I don't know.
So if I was to throw a stripper party, would you?
I would absolutely do a party for
Oh, I feel so honored.
I would not do a party for a stranger.
No,
for someone I met in the club, for someone that my friends met. I'm not doing that. Because to me, it's not worth it. Like, that's me individually. Like, I've maintained my safety by being how I am. Like, I've had friends who started stripping with me in the same club as me that have been fucking raped, pistol whipped, robbed in the same night that I worked there and around the same people that I've been, but I just didn't find myself in that situation because I move a little bit differently. I'm not, you know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Gonna just trust a stranger, but a lot of strippers will. Like, I'm a stranger to you. who's you to trust me? So women look at, like, as a dancer, I guess it's easy to be on some, like, men should be worried about me. You don't know what I'm capable of. And you go ahead and run with that. And you find yourself in a situation where you're a woman against a man, not a stripper against a customer. And that's how you find yourself in trouble. You get so caught up in the, oh, I'm a stripper, when you're in the club, and, you know, the way the roles are there, that when you leave, you expect the man to carry on that same role, and usually it doesn't go down like that. Because if he wanted to carry the same role, he wouldn't need you to leave the club anyway.
That's true.
Like, what do you need me to leave for? What do you need me to do out here that we can't do in here?
Are you ever worried that, like, when you have children and you have, like, family and, like, down the way, that this conversation is going to come back?
Yeah, but I mean, at the end of the day, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? Like, my kid ain't gonna say, Mom, you're a stripper, I hate you. You know, like, or Mom, you was a stripper, you're a whore. Like, nobody's fucking kids are gonna say that. But it's the other people that will say that. But I mean, end of the day, it's like, listen, the way how I look at it is like, I would definitely fear that. I do fear that. Like, that's something I'm worried about. But I'm not even at the point of even comprehending possibly having a child and what a child will have to deal with. I'm still fucking in the point where I'm dealing with it, and I still have to worry about. I can't even think about my kid or what my family has to deal with. Only thing I'm worried about is what the fuck I gotta deal with. I'm the one that's stripping. I'm the one taking my clothes off. So me worried about how you feel about what I'm doing is irrelevant. Me worried about how my kid is pressed of me taking care of them is irrelevant. The only opinion I need to be worried about is my own.
Yeah.
Because I'm the one that has to walk around with the stigma of it, not you.
Do you regret anything?
I regret being stupid. You know, like, I regret being so naive and not knowing nothing about what I was getting myself into. I feel like if I had known more about what I was doing, I most likely would not have started dancing ever. I feel like we get so caught up in the movies or the videos of, oh yeah, like, this is okay. Like, it's just a little ass shaking and a little whatever, like, for money. But it's like, it's so much more than that. And it's like, if I would have known then what I know now, it's a great chance I wouldn't have started stripping. But I also don't regret it. Like, being a dancer has brought in much success to my life. I've been okay for a long time being a dancer. I've been dancing for 6 years. For 6 years, I've been good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you ain't no beating that.
No, I feel it.
It's no beating that.
And you probably stacking too.
I mean, honestly, I've been up and I've been down, but I've been more up than I've been down.
Yeah, I feel that.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I go up and I go down, but the goal is to stay up always. You know what I'm saying? I've had my hands with some real money, but as a dancer, you know, sometimes we think that it's always going to come back, or I don't need to save this or whatever. Like, I just made it this easy that time. I can definitely do that again. So that's what kind of fucks you up. You kind of get caught up in the, oh, well, this is always going to come. I'm always going to make this. So I'm definitely going to be able to do this again. And maybe not even necessarily you will.
No, I feel that completely. Have you thought about moving? Like, is like New York strip club scene that popping, or is it kind of like
New York strip club scene is trash? You know, I could go down and travel. I definitely would like to travel. I've worked throughout New York City, throughout Jersey. I've worked at a lot of clubs, probably like 10 clubs. I've had my share of clubs, but like, the whole thing with it is I'm not gonna travel by myself, and I don't want to travel with any girls that sell pussy. I'm not gonna be all the way in fucking Las Vegas and you fucking running off in random hotel rooms selling pussy. I don't know what's gonna happen to you. If something does happen to you, what am I gonna fucking do? You know, that's my biggest fear of traveling with bitches who sell pussy. Like, listen, don't get me wrong, I'm a dancer. Bitches sell pussy. Bitches who aren't dancers,
they sell pussy too.
they go travel and sell pussy. So it's not a dancer thing. But like I said, I'm just a specific person. I like to work a certain way. I went into the club naive to what I was doing, and I like to stay set in my initial movements. Like, even though it turned out to be something that I didn't expect, I don't turn into what I didn't expect. I stay how I am, and that's how I maintain my safety, you know? So it's like, I would love to travel. It's way more money outside of New York City, but to what end?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, to what end? I gotta go out there with a whole bunch of bitches I don't trust, worry about them. You know what I'm saying? Doing a whole bunch of shit that I ain't trying to do. Like, I play it safe usually. or if I was to go and travel, most likely I would travel with somebody who wasn't a dancer. Somebody who knows I'm a dancer and knows I'm going to work and just gonna be there
just in case.
Right. Because it's dangerous. It's so dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Like, men, once they get into... When it's money and men, it's just dangerous, period. Like, men think they give you money that you gotta give them what they paying for. Like...
Oh, I like that. We didn't have a hashtag put on the shirt moment yet, but hashtag give me what I'm paying for. I love it. Hashtag
Seriously,
give me
though,
what I'm paying for.
You know what I'm saying? A man throws $600 on you. You know what I'm saying? Like...
And you know what? I did learn that. Like, yo, like the goal is to make me feel like I'm special, I'm wanted, I'm the man.
And you gotta be realistic with yourself as a woman. Like, at what point do you know this nigga's gonna want pussy? You have to know this. Like, you have to be realistic. You can't be an idiot, or you can't try to play it like, oh well, we're in the strip club and he knows. Nigga, no, you know. Don't try to play the he no bitch, you know. Know what I mean? This is how women end up raped, robbed. This is how you playing with these niggas and their money. He threw fucking $700 on you, talking about you leaving with him. He throws $700 on you. Know what I mean? That nigga want pussy. If you don't give it to him, who knows how he's gonna feel about that? He
gonna take that shit, yeah.
It's a possibility.
He'll take that shit.
He might beat you up. He might rob you for the money back. Like, I've seen all three of those things happen.
Word?
Yeah. I've absolutely seen all three of those things happen.
That's crazy.
Facts.
That's crazy.
When girls I chill with every day. Robbed, raped, beat, all types of shit. You know what I'm saying? All types of shit.
Speaking of robbed, raped, and beat, how do you feel about Cardi saying at the time that she was drugging niggas and robbing them?
I cannot agree with her drugging niggas. That's a lot. Know what I mean? But I mean, you rob a nigga, you rob a nigga. What I say all the time is we glamorize these rappers, pull up in the nigga's crib, big gun, tie him up, his family, rob the nigga. That's cool. That's great. Fucking 100 million copies sold from that motherfucker. Cardi say she robbed a nigga, and oh my God, she's robbing niggas. What about when these niggas is in here robbing me? I'm fucking standing up here dancing for 20 minutes and you give me $15. What about these niggas that's in here robbing me?
And niggas is getting off on that.
You're robbing me. You fucking got me standing here dancing. You know I think you're gonna be, know what I mean, cash out, or you know I think, or I'm expecting, and you don't. That's robbing me. Anybody fucking putting these niggas on the stand, calling them what they are.
But a lot of niggas with that, a lot of people say, well, no one told you to be here. No one told you to do this, and no one told you that you should
nobody told you to go to a hotel with a stripper thinking you was paying for pussy and you got booked. I didn't tell you to do that either, but here we are.
Nah, I feel it.
That's not fair. You can't say that. Oh, nobody told your dumb ass to think you was buying pussy and got booked. Nobody told you to do that either. So you out here still listening, bitches.
So at the end of the day, you just gotta charge it to the game how it comes. How it comes.
And it's the same thing vice versa. If you a nigga and you get robbed, if you a bitch and you get robbed, it happens like that. Ain't no rules here. Like, ain't no rules. Ain't no rules. No man's land. Like, what are you gonna do? Call the cops? Oh, I told this nigga give me $600 to fuck me. He fucked me and didn't give me the bread or left with it when I fell asleep. Like, what am I gonna do? Call the cops? What you gonna do? Call the cops? Oh, I was supposed to pay this bitch some pussy. She just took the money and left. Like,
she fell asleep, so I said, I'm out of here.
Like my nigga, like, what is it exactly?
I was gonna write a check, but then I realized I had to switch.
What is it exactly that you think is gonna happen?
Nah,
you should always expect to be robbed, used to listening bitches, stripper or not.
No, I'm already knowing. And no, it's crazy. I just realized something. If you really want to get somebody, you could just give them a bounce check. They'll take the buddy out. No, nigga. Okay. Yo, shout out to my cousin. He got the song called Cash App Pussy. He dropped that song like 2 years ago.
That is mad funny.
That song is hard. He never put it out. I have it on my phone. Honestly, I think I'm gonna end the podcast to this song too. Is there anything else you feel like, you know, those who may be listening, you know, need to understand about stripping, about the culture, about your experiences? What's some things that you learned from this? Like, how long do you plan on staying in this game, or do you want to get out of it?
I mean, I would love to stop dancing, but I also love dancing. You know, like, it's empowering as a female, like, especially as a black female, where all they want to use black women for is to exploit our sexuality. That's like, you know, people make hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars off of exploiting black women. So why I can't make hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars exploiting my own self? Like, the fuck? Because that's what it is. It is exploitation. You got to be and moron to not think that's what it is. But it's like, to what ends? Know what I mean? Like, if you're gonna exploit me anyway, I might as well get paid and have an apartment and a car and be able to take care of my kid and feed myself, or you know what I'm saying? Instead of letting other people use me or get paid off of me, like, why the fuck not get paid off my own self? Honestly, if I had any advice to anybody who wants to be a stripper, just be realistic about it. Like, you think people's walking in the club every day and making thousands of dollars for nothing? Where do you think that money's coming from? You think a nigga who work his 9 to 5 hard every day is just gonna spend everything he worked for on a random bitch because her ass is out? That's unrealistic. You gotta be realistic. You gotta be realistic what's going on in your community. You gotta be realistic what's going on, not I mean with yourself, what lows you can find yourself at, with money is involved. Know what I mean? Like, you just gotta be realistic. It's money. Like, it's not rain or sunshine. It doesn't just come from the sky.
Nah, I feel that.
Like, somebody has to give it to you.
Yeah.
Somebody has to give it to you. So how you gonna get it?
Somebody gotta get paid and someone gotta spend it.
I mean, you fucking work for it. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, when you work for a company, it's easy to see what you're doing. Like, okay, I'm a cashier, so you pay me. Or I'm a stock. Like, I do stocks, so you pay me. But it's like, in a club, it's like, what exactly are you paying me for? You have to figure out what you're getting paid for and then do it. You know what I'm saying? Or don't do it. Like, what is it exactly that you're getting paid to do? How are you making money in the club? It's not by being pretty and by having a nice body. We walk around with that shit every day, and don't niggas stop us on the streets and start handing us money.
That's true.
You gotta be realistic. Like, what is it exactly makes these niggas start spending that cash? And are you willing to do it? Do you even have it in you to do it? Like, you not even like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, bitches be thinking that they like that, and
now they miserable. Now they really damaged off of this experience.
Because you don't even know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like, you're not even like that. Like, you're not even... You don't have what it takes.
Yeah.
You don't have what it takes to be a stripper. Like,
and it's okay not to.
A lot of women don't. Especially when you're young and you don't know what you're doing. That's the... You know what I'm saying? I was young. I didn't know what I was doing. So, know what I mean? Like, I wasn't getting the results I'm getting now. 6 years later, knowing exactly what I'm doing and how to do it. So, it's like, what you're going to do? Sit here... You know what I'm saying? And go through... It's like school. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta go to school to get jobs, to get paid. When you're a stripper, you gotta go to school to fucking get paid. Like, you can't just walk in a strip club and make... It's not happening like that. It never happens like that. And I just want people to know that that's not how it happens. Like, it's a lot that goes into making money at a strip club. It's more than being naked. You get naked and niggas fuck you every day. Are they leaving money on your dresser?
Of course not.
They're not. You fucking sending these niggas nudes every day. Are they cash apping you money?
Of course not.
So you gotta be realistic. It's gotta be something more that goes into that.
They still gotta pay the ticket to get into the party.
My nigga, you got to pay me, period. And that's the type of time you gotta be on. If you're not on that type of time, then don't do it. If you can't make somebody pay you, period, for nothing, then you don't need to be there. Because it's like, what am I paying you for? Like, as a man, I've been sitting here. Know what I mean? I got my annoying ass bitch at home. 2 kids that's mine. 2 of them hers. Like, I'm not fucking paying you. You know what I'm saying? To be anything that I already have. You know what I'm saying? So what do you have that niggas don't have? What do you have that bitches don't have? What do you have that's gonna make a nigga give you his hard-earned money? What is it? A body? That's not gonna cut it. A personality? That's not gonna cut it. You gotta have a hustle, a real one. And you gotta know what you're doing, or you're gonna fucking tank it. You're gonna end up somewhere selling pussy. You're gonna end up somewhere robbed and raped. You gotta know what you're doing, or you're gonna be fucked up. This is not a place to play around. It's not a place to play around. Like, it's just not. It's not a place to go around playing.
How do you deal with the traumas of the strip club?
I don't deal with them. Know what I mean? I just push them elsewhere. What I'm gonna do? Fucking, this ain't psychology class. Know what I mean? Like, the only thing I'm in the strip club to do is deal with money. All that other shit is irrelevant. Like, anything else I'm going through, anything else I gotta deal with is irrelevant. Because if I make it relevant, then I'm not making money. You can't focus on friends, family, relationships, nothing. That's why it's such a heartless, dark place to be. Because as soon as you start getting sentimental, you start making money.
Man, I ain't gonna lie. You was dropping some gems.
Thank you.
You know, you was talking some shit. I hope some people are listening. I hope they learn. I hope they take it all in. Because I be real with you, I couldn't do it. I have a newfound respect for strippers, low key, because I have a respect, but I'm still kind of like side eyed to like why do you have to? But I understand that.
I mean, it's never a have to, but you know what? Let me not say that. Some women do have to. Like, some women have such fucked up lives, and not that men don't have fucked up lives, but there's no outlet for men like that's how it is for women. Some women don't fucking have shit. They don't have no education. They don't have no family. They don't have nothing. What
all
you
they got is
do?
they sex appeal.
That all they have is just them, not even sex appeal. You know what I'm saying? Like, all you have is just you. Like, you might not even be pretty. You might not even be sexy. You know? But it's like some women don't have shit, and they do have to strip. Some women do have to strip, but most of us don't. And when I say us, I mean me. I don't have to strip. I strip because it's easy. I strip because at this point it's easier than working. I don't have to strip. Most women don't have to strip, but some women do.
So what's the next move then?
I mean, I plan on going to get my esthetician license and to move forward in just the beauty aspect. I can't really see myself going and working for nobody now. I've been stripping for 6 years. I ain't going to work for nobody. Every time I try to go and get a job, I get good jobs. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've worked at good establishments. I'm not going to say that I've had bad experiences at retail. I've had experience at good jobs, but I'm just not beat to be taking nobody's commands and sitting around waiting for my bread, rubbing my check. No.
I get it.
Period. And tip me. Thanks.
Alright, y'all know the face, y'all know the name. Y'all tuned into Talking Cheap, the world's greatest podcast. God bless my friend for coming. And this is my cousin song, Cash App Pussy. Like I said, thank y'all for tuning in. Continue to support the brand, and talk ain't cheap, and it's usually not deep. It's a vibe.
Shout out all my side hoes on IG, going viral. Let me cash app in that pussy. Put that cash app in your bio. I don't know why these bitches be capping when they know they got that action. I be fucking foreign bitches. That's a weekly transaction. I know some bad little bitches that work in Magic City. Them bitches get it cracking, but damn them hoes be taxing. Keep that pussy on the go. She'll fuck you on sight. I know some pussy for the low. You drop something like I don't do no penny hundreds. I just send a couple hundred straight into the cash shop just to see that ass pop. Keep that money on reserve just to watch the pussy squirt. I send a couple dollars and the emotion with a smirk. Ha. Cash that pussy.